So welcome. This is my first annual convention in this role. You all met me, or a lot of you met me almost 4 months ago in Reno. For those of you that haven't, welcome. I'm honored to be here. My name is Kevin Allis, tribal member of the Forest County Potawatomi community in Wisconsin. My Indian name is Kamakiatos. My grandfather's name given to me when I was 4 years old, which means little speaker for the chief. I come from a line of tribal leaders, for those of you who don't know me. My grandfather was our chairman of our tribe for many years, and my great-grandfather was our tribal leader at the turn of the last century. So it runs in my blood on my mom's side. And it's been great to be here. And I tell you, it's been a journey. I had worked around NCAI for years. In and out, it touched it on several occasions. Thought I knew a little bit about it, but had no clue once I realized what was there, once I took this position and had the opportunity to sit in that office on P Street. This is an amazing organization. It is doing so many things, and I have had so much work to do over the last few months. It has been challenging, it has been extremely busy, but I've had a blast doing it. It's been a lot of fun. The journey started in Reno, and it was in Reno that I sat down with a lot of you and chatted with you. We talked about NCAI, the past, present, the future. I heard the good, the bad, and the ugly. I worked with a talented staff that I met for the first time. And in the war room of these conferences or these conventions, I saw how they operated and maneuvered. I had my first glimpse of what the team would look like around me. And I promised all of you back in June it was, that I would travel the country to all parts of the country, all parts of Indian country, to get to know a little bit more about you, about your people, about the challenges that you're facing, and the accomplishments that you've achieved. I've been to the Southwest. I've been to the Northwest. I've been to Alaska twice. I went to the Northeast. I went to the Southeast. I went to the Midwest, and I went to the Great Plains. I went to AFN. I went to NAFO. I went to ATNI. I went to NICA. I went to Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. And I went to Arizona to meet with the Intertribal Council of Arizona. And I went to the Great Plains and met with the Great Plains Tribal Chairman's Association. So I know what it's like, at least in the last 4 months, of what these great leaders on this bench have done for Indian country for years. We leave our families, we leave our friends, we leave our pets. Just ask, I've got a 4-year-old Australian Shepherd, bloomer Australian Shepherd at home, named Taya, and she's wondering where the heck I'm going every week. But I've listened to you all. I've asked questions. And during this journey, which started in Reno and ended up going around the country, and I'm not finished, there's still places I need to go. I've taken all that information and I've brought it back to mold the great team that we have back in D.C. to blend in these experiences and things that I've learned from you all into the day-to-day operations of what President Keel just referred to as a preeminent American Indian Advocacy Association. It's been easy, though, to shape a very talented team. And despite what you may read in publications or hear from many people, let me just assure you that nobody in that building is looking back. Nobody is distracted about the past. And they come to work every day. I get there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes I'm not the first one there. I leave often at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and I'm not the last one to leave the building. So if anybody believes that we're distracted by the past, you're mistaken. Badly mistaken. Inside that building, we focus on the now, on the future, and making sure that we accomplish the goals that we're set out to do. We don't have time to look back. And there may be publications and newspapers and people that want to talk about the past. We are not talking about that in the building. Make no mistake. I work from a position of inclusion. My team knows that. I have an open door policy with them and with you. You'll see it later in this conference. On the agenda, you may have noticed there's a town hall with the CEO. I'm going to put myself right up here on the stage. You can all come out there, and for 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes, whatever it is, you can ask me any question you want, and I will answer every single question. And I'll tell you what my vision is, what I'm working with back home, and where we are going to go together. My team, we work every morning. We start the day together. We start Mondays together in a room. In one room, almost 50 of us. And we each talk about what we're going to do for the week. So that way, we all know what we're doing because we're a team. Titles don't matter when we go through that front door. They don't matter. Because we have something to accomplish and things to do, and we work together. Over the course of the past couple months, you didn't see a mass exodus of people, as some people might report. 1 or 2 people left because they got another opportunity. But the balance, all those folks stayed in the house. We just moved a few chess pieces around, put them in the right place, and we've got a really cool team that is working for all of Indian country back home. So don't let anybody make you believe or think that there's chaos and people are flying out of the building. That isn't happening. We all come together, work together, and continue to work together. We're forward thinking. We don't look back. And let me just lay out the structure a little bit. I'm an inclusion kind of person. I don't know all the answers. I can't accomplish everything. No one person's going to make this happen. It's a team. I have a senior staff that's very talented, and I distribute a lot of discretion and decision-making power to them because I trust them, and I know they'll make the right decisions. My government relations team. We have a much more focused, targeted, strategic approach to the way we handle the work that you do here in the Congress once we leave here. Our team builds out strategic plans for every single resolution. There is a 30, 60, 90-day plan that vets through the leadership of that department and all the way up to me. So we know what we're going to be doing on your resolutions. So when you call and the sponsor wants to know, there is accountability on our end, and we're making sure we accomplish that. You can already see that we're trying to make sure there's transparent visibility because there is a resolution board outside that you can begin to see where these things are so you have a better knowledge and understanding of the things that move through this Congress. Our External Affairs Department, which includes communications, our events and planning team, and our civic engagement team. Superstars. Rock stars. Our communication team, we are tracking what people are saying about us, what's going on in the airwaves, so we can drive the agenda, so we can create stories and create information that goes out there that drives the agenda we want, so it doesn't take control of who we are. We want to make sure that the rest of the world knows exactly what we're doing. Our events and planning team, how about this event? I inherited this. with the last administration and the foundation that executive director built, we have built upon that. They do amazing, enormously valuable things for Indian country. You'll see some new things come on board separate and apart from the conventions. But we're never going to stop focusing on what we're going to be doing today in these events. Our civic engagement group. Talented folks that are active, resourceful, and responsive. This is a big election year. It's 2020. This is our year. We have a chance to make a difference. And it's really important that we properly engage you and activate you in getting your community members, your citizens out there registering to vote and getting to vote. And our team rocks on that. When you look at Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, and Nevada, which represents 43 electoral votes, the native vote can make a difference in switching how those states voted last year. And it is our responsibility to work with your folks on the ground to make sure we make that happen. NCAI, for the first time, has a development team that's tasked with raising money and awareness and financial stability, short-term, long-term, for this organization. My personal goal, which means we're probably going to be knocking on the door close to you soon, is that when I leave here, there is some kind of an endowment fund that will safeguard this operation financially for decades to come. They are building out strategic approaches to identify buckets of resources that we have never tapped before that is ripe for us to achieve. And it's a collaborative approach with our communications team because those two things work together in making positive things happen. Our Policy Research Center, they're doing great things. And we're now working them to the content and things that they're doing on research and data analysis flow into our policy priorities that you have asked us to follow. Recently, we just finished the Becoming Visible report, which talks about the need to educate about Indian country in the schools across the country. That's a big deal. That's one of our mission statements, is to educate not only folks within, but folks outside of Indian country on who and what we are. That, folks, in the long term, a success there in the long term will get elected leaders in place that will know who we are, what we are, the challenges we face, and the things that we deserve. Our PTG group continues to work towards economic development efforts, workforce development, strategic plans to help tribes make themselves stronger, exercise their sovereignty in a way that they can be valuable resources for their people. And then we have an operations department that works internally on HR, IT, admin, and accounting. That's the bedrock of the organization. We need that solid. When that's solid, all the other stuff works well. So we've got a great team that's organized really well, and each of those departments is managed by a talented, passionate individual who is trusted by me, trusted by my Chief of Staff, Jamie Gomez, and trusted by the people who work with them. And we're accomplishing some really cool things that I'm sure you'll see as we move further into my tenure here at NCAI. But I've got to say this when I'm getting close to closing. We're the National Congress of American Indians. And there's a word in there, Congress. We are the Congress of Indian country. And we are going to work extremely hard to make sure this Congress operates in a very effective and efficient manner, building upon the success of the folks that preceded me and making sure that the stuff you bring to us and the stuff that goes through our Congress turns into positive results. You will see as we move on that these conventions will focus more on that. We've reworked our resolution process, those of you who have engaged in the process so far, to allow for technical assistance that helps you make sure that that resolution goes through properly and has all the things it needs to have in order to advance what you're interested in, what you want to happen, and what needs to happen. I was in a task force yesterday and we were talking about the Congress, and I made it very clear that my job is to protect this Congress, to make it stronger, to make sure that every decision that comes out of this organization is driven by tribal leaders like you. Not 3 or 4 people in a resolution committee, or not 3 or 4 people in some other committee, but by Indian country as a whole. Because that was the goal this organization set out in 1944. We have a lot of great partners we work with that hold great events that are extremely valuable to Indian country, that are a lot of fun. Some of them are really fun to go to. I want this to be fun for you, but this is work. We're here to work. And we're going to really make sure we get that right. We're coming here because we have to get it right. Because what comes out of the effort that we all do collectively in the next 4 days will drive what we're going to be talking about for the next few years to come. So we've got to get it right. We're going to have fun working hard together over the next week. Sovereignty in action. That's what this Congress is. It's your participation, it's your involvement, it's your passion for your communities that blends with the passion of the staff that works inside of NCAI that's going to make that happen so we can accomplish every goal that we set out to do and accomplish every mission and mission statement that our founders set out for this organization in 1944. I'm honored to be here. I'm humbled to be here. I thank the Pueblo people for allowing me, my team, to assemble here and facilitate this amazing organization and this amazing Congress to advance important policy priorities in Indian country.